Hello and welcome to ThePrint. Today we have with us the Chief Minister of Mizoram, Mr. Zoramthanga, who is among the tallest leaders of the region and who made a remarkable transition as someone who rebelled against the Indian state, and today he is a multiple-term Chief Minister of one of India's most peaceful states. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, over the last 3 months, ever since the violence in Manipur broke out, you have issued multiple statements calling for peace. And in 2 of your statements, you spoke about one solution. What is that one solution you have been advocating?
Well, my solution is that let the Manipur government and the central government come together, consulting the people concerned of the Kukis group as well as the Meitei people. After consulting these 2 groups of people, let the Manipur government and then the union government, central government, try to settle this politically, and that's the only solution.
You also invoked Article 3 of the Indian Constitution. You spoke about how that can be one of the possible solutions. Is that a practical idea?
You know, when the MNF was established in 1961, one of the main objectives is the Mizo inhabited areas should be put under the one administration as far as India is concerned. That is permitted by the Constitution, Article 3. So that has been the main, one of the biggest policy of the MNF since 63 years ago.
Right.
And it has been going on up till now. When we have the negotiation in the Mizoram Peace Accord signing with the government of India, we reiterated that our stand is that Mizo inhabited areas contiguous to the present, at that time it was UT, the present Union Territory of Mizoram should be put under one administration, forming a state. We have been reiterating that to the government of India. And the government of India said that, well, as far as this, there is an Article 3 of the Constitution of India. In everything, the solution was there. Therefore, we don't say no. We don't say yes. We don't make any comment. Article 3 of the Constitution says so. Because, as we know here, from the previous Assam state, comes out Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and then in Chhattisgarh, and a lot of states are coming out. So, as per the Constitution, Article 3, one state can be formed and the boundary of a state can be changed. Well, this can be done by the parliament all along. That is what the government of India is also telling us. In our peace accord, it was clearly written there.
Right.
That is what I reiterated.
The capital of Mizoram saw this unprecedented outpouring of solidarity. You were also there. But yesterday we saw this statement from the Manipur Chief Minister that the Mizoram Chief Minister should not interfere in the affairs of Manipur. What would be your comment?
Well, I do not interfere because it's not that I interfere in the affairs of Manipur. I speak about the whole of India. Whether it is Assam, whether it is Tripura, whether it is this or that. What we have reiterated in the year that Biren Singh himself was born in 1961, that the MNF was founded, and then the main target was unification of the Mizo inhabited areas to form one administrative area. That was done in 1961.
Right.
It's not about interference in Manipur affairs or Assam affairs or any other thing. We can say that after that, Mizoram was born out of Assam, not from Manipur. So, same thing, Assam Chief Minister may say that he is interfering in the affairs of Assam. Well, it could be, because after all, it is all within the Union of India. And at the same time, Nagas also said that we should not be in Manipur. Nagas should form a bigger Nagalim,
Right.
Nagalim state, and like that. It's not that I did it, but now the situation is such that because of the trouble in Manipur, thousands of displaced persons and refugees have come to Mizoram. Whether I like it or not, it is forced upon us that we have to act, we have to see, and we have to do and try to find a solution for this, because it affects me. And at the same time, it has been our principle more than 63 years ago.
So since you mentioned the fact that thousands of people have crossed over from Manipur, also Myanmar and Bangladesh, you have been sheltering around 50,000 of them in your state. You have been asking for rupees 10 crore from the center, but still now I don't think you have received any money.
Well, a little I got from the Home Ministry, but that was not enough. That is why I requested the central government to sanction it more, at least for the first installment to the tune of at least 10 crore, especially for the Manipur. And as far as the Bangladesh and Myanmar is concerned, if they say that we are not a signatory to this UN refugee sheltering, but at the same time, what I said, what I told my chief secretary to say, and what I have told even the Home Secretary by telephone about some 3 days ago, is that as if we are to push back the Myanmar refugees, if we are to push back the Bangladesh refugees, we are merely following what the Union of India has done in 1970 and 71. In 1970-71, well, it was East Pakistan. How many, not thousands, not lakhs, how many millions of East Pakistan refugees has crossed over to India and looked after by the government of India? We did the same thing. So we just follow what the Union government has done in 1971. If they have done that, if the East Pakistan people were given that shelter and help, well, they were refugees. Why can't we give it to the Burma? Why can't we give to the previous East Pakistan, Bangladesh people? The same formula has to be applied internationally.
You remain a part of the National Democratic Alliance, but what we saw day before yesterday, there was a lot of anger against the BJP on the streets of Aizawl. There was a lot of sloganeering against N. Biren Singh and even Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What explains the fact that MNF remains a part of the NDA while also saying that we will not be G Sahib to their orders?
I have no anger against the NDA. Rather, I was surprised by the present government of India, not the NDA. NDA is constituted by a number of political parties sitting there together in the parliament to form an alliance.
Right.
So now, the present union government, I am a little surprised by their attitude in the dealing with the Manipur and not giving help to the refugees. Therefore, I requested even the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, and the central government to look into this from a different angle. As far as being a member of the NDA is concerned, my party is among the founding member of the NDA very faithfully up to this time. But that does not mean that we will obey every issue. But when the issue comes against the interest of the Mizo people, we totally object it. For example, the UCC, even though we are part of the NDA, we oppose it very strongly. And even in the Legislative Assembly of the state, my Home Minister submit and brought in the resolution in which we said that we are totally opposing the introduction or passing of this UCC. And then that we have shown, we have manifest this in the House itself from the government side. And at the same time, I wrote personally to the Prime Minister of India that we totally objected to the introduction of this UCC. So like that, even though we are the part of the NDA founding member, in the issue base, we do not follow any issue that goes against Mizoram, and we objected it outwardly.
Mizoram is going to polls late this year. And you spoke about how MNF is one of the founding members of the NDA. You also spoke about if there is a political necessity, you might consider even walking out. Is that an option? Because your Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MPs have been speaking out against the NDA in the parliament. They have been introducing adjournment motions also. So is quitting NDA an option or not?
Well, depends upon the issue. When the issue, for example, UCC is going to be imposed here in Mizoram, then certainly we cannot be an NDA. But at the same time, I don't think that they will do that. So they will consider what would be the cementing factor of this NDA. The leaders certainly will have a wisdom to be able to include all the important ingredients for the cementing factor of the NDA. Therefore, I don't think that it will be necessary to leave the NDA. NDA leadership is wise enough, mature enough to see that this does not help them or this does this help them. So I don't think that they will not make any issue which will necessitate our leaving of NDA.